Welcome back to Mental Wellness Evolution. I'm Jeff, and thanks for being here. Tonight we're talking about the importance of training your focus, okay? So our focus is one of our superpowers, guys. The better we get at training our focus, the better we get at being able to hold our focus on things that are important to us, that matter to us, the better off that we're gonna be, okay? Where focus goes, energy flows, okay? Your focus is essentially your spiritual money. This is what you invest your time in. This is what you pay attention to. This is what you spend your energy on, okay? It's so important to understand this, guys. And the better we get at training ourselves, the better we're going to be in the moment, the better we're going to be able to just really laser in on the things that we really want to do and really want to get out of in our lives, okay? So this is going to help us first and foremost with dealing with our thoughts, because when we can learn to disconnect from our thoughts and get in behind and observe them, we can direct our focus with regards to our thoughts. See, we can't control the thoughts that come through our mind. In fact, the vast majority of the thoughts are just random. They come in right through our awareness. We barely even notice that they're happening. But we have this ability where we can actually choose to focus on a thought. We can introduce a thought. This is one of the abilities that we have as humans. We have the ability to really bring forth a focus of, like, I want to focus on reading. I want to focus on learning a guitar. I want to focus on a computer. Whatever it is, we have that ability. We have that ability to influence our thoughts. Now, we can't control the thoughts that we have, but we can choose which thoughts that we want to focus on, which ones we want to pay attention to. This is such a valuable skill to learn, because if we don't have the ability to stay grounded, to stay present in the moment, we're going to lose. It's just, we're going to get taken away by our thought processes. The thought process generate the emotions generate more thoughts, and we run around in circles of thinking and feeling and thinking and feeling and thinking and feeling, okay? So that's one of the most important reasons we need to be able to just train our focus, and even on stuff that we want to do. How many times have you been trying to do something and you can't even get your thoughts to just shut up for a little while, and you just kind of get lost in your thought processes and you don't even recognize what you're absolutely doing, and you're not doing the best work you can at that point. You're not investing as good a time or your spiritual money, like I mentioned, as you could be into something that actually gives you some potential value. I know I've done this too myself. I struggle sometimes with keeping my focus. I'd be trying to read a book and you keep getting kind of taken off. Okay, so meditation is also a great practice for this, even if it's just kind of a reflective state or sitting there in silence and working on practicing this, working on disconnecting from our thought processes. A great way to do this is to do a body scan meditation. You do a body scan meditation, you just focus on each individual part of your body. You start to feel the energy in your foot, and then you move it up to your ankle and through your knee and through your leg, and then you go to the other leg and through your foot and through your knee and up, and you can do it to kind of your whole body. It really helps you to train your focus and your ability to kind of center on one specific thing and keep your attention there, okay? This also gets into the natural laws as well, because the first natural law is mentalism, that all is mind. Everything originates with the thought. So if you have an idea of something that you want to bring forth into this reality, something you want to manifest into the world, something you want to work and build within yourself, it's going to start with a thought, okay? But now we have to be able to invest in that specific thought. So that's the one you want to invest in. That's the one you want to spend that spiritual money in, okay? So we start focusing on the thoughts. Now we get into the second law, which is the law of correspondence. Now, if we can generate elevated emotions and will behind that thought, that's correspondence. As within, so without. As above, so below. So we start attaching our energy to that thought, and that starts to build. The third law gets into the law of vibration. So what happens within? We're all just made up of tiny particles, atoms, but they get down to like photons, which are just little bits of energy. And the more we elevate our emotional states around specific thoughts, the more we raise our internal vibration. And in such, we raise the energy, we change who we are within ourselves, because inside and outer are going to be a reflection of each other. So as we raise that internal vibration by using our focus to focus on what we actually want in the world, that's when we're going to start to bring that forth into our lives, as we start to take steps in that direction with our focus. But it all starts with our mind, guys. It all starts with the mind. The law of mentalism, the very first law, the most important one, all is mind. But now this will get us to a place where we can start thinking and brainstorming ideas, and we start making a plan. And how am I going to bring this forth into the world? And what am I going to do? What are going to be the steps? What is it going to take? What do I have to get done? This leads us down to the fifth law, which is the law of cause and effect. For every cause, there is an effect. For every effect, there is a cause. Now, you can look back throughout the course of your life, and I'm sure that you can look at some parts of you and be like, oh, I got there because of a result of those types of decisions. This is the same type of thing. So you're going to start taking steps towards that thing that you want to get in the world. You want to say, even if it's something like a college degree, what are the steps? Okay, I got to apply for school. I got to get funding. I got to find the courses I want to go. And you start doing them, and you start taking steps towards it. But you're really, really passionate about it. You're changing your internal state. Your outside world is going to start to change to reflect what's changing in your internal state as you elevate your vibration. You keep your thought focuses on where you want to go, and you keep producing effects in your world by generating the causes, okay? And the last one that's going to tie into this one is called the generative principle, okay? I'm sure you've seen the Freemason logo. It's got the compass and stuff like that, and the G in the middle. This is the generative principle, and this is what you care about. And this is how you actually get the things that you want in the world. People have this, oh, we just sit around and we raise our vibration and I'll lay on the couch and everything's going to come to me. No, that doesn't work that way. You have to take inspired action. And the generative principle is care. What do you care enough to invest and focus your time and attention on? And what you actually do, you're going to start manifesting the things in the world, are going to start bringing forth all the things that you desire in your life into your world. It's natural law. It has to happen that way, okay? But it all starts with our thoughts, guys. Our thoughts create the emotions inside of us. So if we're doing this all the time, whether we realize it or not, it doesn't really matter. The universe doesn't really care whether you're aware of these principles or natural laws at all. They're just in play. So if you're constantly focusing on negative and unhealthy and sadness and being angry and pissed off and stuff, guess what you're going to get in your external world? That's what's going to happen to you. And you probably, if you take a step back in your life and you're running into those things in your life, you can probably recognize within you. You're in very low vibrational emotions. You're angry, you're in grief, you're in sadness, you're in shame. You're going to get more of what you feel inside of yourself. But the thoughts inside of our head are what drives the emotions. This is why it's important to train our focus and what we want to place our attention on. Because where focus goes, energy flows. Remember this, guys, okay? So there's a few natural laws that apply into this. And this is kind of just the law of attraction in a nutshell, okay, guys? This is kind of how it really, really works. It's not just like, well, I just sit and think about stuff on the couch. You know, we have to be able to really utilize our thoughts to control our emotional states, knowing that the outside world is going to follow what's going on inside of us. So you can really see why it becomes very important for us to be able to train our focus. It's not only good for helping us in our day-to-day lives and dealing with our thoughts and our emotions and where we want to place our attention, but it ultimately is going to be a massive factor in dictating the type of life that we manifest on our day-to-day basis. Okay, guys, remember, the outside follows the inner, but it all starts with thought. Mentalism is the first natural law and arguably the most important one. So the better we can get at controlling our thoughts, the better we can get at harnessing what's going on inside of our minds, bringing that in and turning laser focus upon it, the quicker we're going to be able to bring forth the things within our world that we actually want to see manifested in the external reality. Okay, guys? So get to work practicing your focus. Work on this every single day, staying in the moment. Utilize that meditation that I mentioned, you know, the body scan meditation. It's a great practice for you. And then work on just finding thoughts and things that you want to think about, that you want to invest in, that you want to pay attention to, and do everything you can to keep your focus on those as best as you can, especially if it's something you really want to bring forth in your world, because utilizing your focus is ultimately what's going to allow that to happen for you. Have a great night, guys.